guys, this is Jeremy at the Butcher's Block in Sarasota, Florida. Today I have a boneless ribeye from Demcoda, and we're gonna do a couple of different things with this. First, I'm gonna take off your regular boneless ribeye steaks, Monaco steaks, whatever you wanna call them. And then I'm gonna seam this out, and we're gonna get our spinalis, as well as our eye muscle here, Longissimus dorsi, and then there's also another muscle in there that's called the Complexus, and that's a really nice little thing too. But you would use that for steak tips or something like that, but it does eat very well. The other thing we could do with this that I'm not gonna do today, a lot of times people get what's called like a ribeye roll. So really you're gonna take about the first, 4 inches or so off of the end with the large spinalis, the large cap. And then you would also go and you would clean up all of this, this tail. And get it really, really nice and tight. So really, you have none of this rib meat, none of this tail, nothing like that. So it's going to be, mostly just that meat. And then you would tie it really tight, nice together. But I'm not going to do that today. But that is something that you could do with something like this. So we'll start on our other end here, and we'll cut some boneless ribeyes. So we'll take a small face here. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then we'll start cutting. I like to cut mine about 1.25 inches or so. Get a couple steaks off of this. Go right about there. All right, so then we'll come in, we can just start trimming these up a little bit. Really the only thing I'm gonna do is take off some of this tail, just to make it attractive. And there we got some 4 beautiful Delmonico's, boneless ribeye, again, whatever you want to call them. So then, what we're gonna do is we're gonna seam out the rest of this. So you can see on both sides we have a fairly, really nice spinalis there. So we'll go ahead and start taking that off. And you can actually do a lot of this mostly with your hands, because it really does just want to separate. So I'm trying to do most of this with my hands, and anything that's I'm not doing, I'm just trying to use just the tip of my knife just to separate that fascia. Here we go. So now we have our spinalis here, fairly fatty, so we'll definitely need to trim this up. And I do still have that little Complexus muscle in there. So we'll take that out also. This is a great little piece of meat though. I mean, you can even cut it and do a little medallion out of it. I think most people would probably use it for like a kebab or a steak tip or something like that, but that is a really tasty little muscle there. Clean up some of this heavier fat here. Try not to get into any of the meat. And just like anything, when you are trimming, make sure you do both sides. So that is a trimmed spinalis. It still is fairly fatty, but that is what we want. That's what makes it so decadent. I'm also not worried about any of this silver skin in here, because that cooks down fairly well. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll the whole thing up. And get a nice little log. And then we're gonna tie it. And I'll get some nice little steaks out of that, almost like a pinwheel. right. Got it all tied up here. Now we can cut our steaks. I'm gonna go fairly thick on these because that's how I like them. Again, we'll just take a small face just so that they're gonna sit nice and even. Do that on both sides. Small face. And there we have beautiful, beautiful Spinalis medallions. Then we'll go to our eye muscle here, Longissimus dorsis. And really on this, we're gonna wanna just take this tail right off. It's just straight fat. It's not gonna offer anything in cooking. We'll take that off, just give it a little bit of a haircut there. Then we'll also take some of this rib meat out. And then from here, we can take some steaks out of this. Again, you can have some nice ribeye medallions, or you could also make a nice little roast. So we'll kind of do a little bit of both here. Take some steaks off of here. And I'll take one more from this side. And then this could be a nice little roast. You would cook this rare. And that is a pretty good breakdown of a boneless ribeye. Last thing I want to talk about is some of this fat that we didn't really use. Now, you could definitely use this in a burger, mix it with some lean, it's gonna be killer. The other thing you could do is, take off as much meat as you can, grind it, and you can make your own beef tallow, which is fantastic. You can sell it in your store or bring it home and cook with it, and it just makes everything taste like a steak.